Hey boys and girls, welcome to Ghostwire Tokyo. This has been a game I've been wondering about for quite some time, and with the fact that we're now in the process of looking for cool and interesting story-based games, I think I found our very first contender for a transition outside the world of Persona for the first time in quite a while. But for the small bit I have seen of the main game, which is only about an hour, I can definitely, without saying any spoilers, it's definitely a dark psychological fantasy-based game in Tokyo, Japan. Other than that, I did notice that there was a mini short story for this game, which is what we'll be playing first, and it's not that long. It's gonna last us an entire episode for sure, but it's about 40 minutes. So, honestly, I think we should probably start with this just because it will help us understand the world and even the universe of the game is built around, even just a tad bit. So, with that being said, I think we should start with this and, just go through it, kind of understand the world. Although I believe there is multiple endings to this, I will probably only need to do one playthrough just to kind of understand what we're really getting ourselves into. But with that being said, honestly, let's begin our next adventure with the very beginning, the Prelude, also known as the corrupted Casefile. So, with that being said, let's jump right on in and see what we're getting ourselves into. Since this is definitely going to be an interesting game, and honestly, as you can see just around this guy in general, it's definitely going to get pretty weird here. But honestly, that being said, let's do this. And I do believe the guy that we're seeing right now is the main guy, at least for this story. I'm not sure for the main story because, honestly, I didn't go far enough to really know who's the main character, because it seems like there's two of them. But with that being said, let's definitely begin this. Rinko? God damn it, Rinko. Erika? Interesting. Looking for somebody, or two people actually, but no one wants to talk about it, but it's all that's on anyone's mind these days. Mysterious things are happening all around Shibuya. Sightings, attacks, disappearances, and fear. How is a kid supposed to be a kid in a time like this? But honestly, Ryota never really was like most kids. He's not usually glued to his phone all day. Okay then. Looks like we could select a story here. The Kirigoka vanishing. Let's start with that one. Ryota's concerns brings him to a mysterious case file posted online. It's titled The Kirigoka Vanishing. He reads it to himself the best he can. Having tracked another report of a dark fog to the area, I arrived to find it had passed, leaving dreary rain hanging over the neighborhood. At the scene, all we found were the clothes of a mother and a son, left behind like two molted cicada shells. It's hard to even imagine a parent and a child just gone. Precious lives snuffed out forever. My heart sank knowing that I had failed to protect them. It was the worst feeling I had ever felt. As if on cue, the rain started pouring down. Heavier and heavier it fell with each passing minute. But I couldn't be bothered to take out my umbrella. That's when the obvious culprits returned to the scene of the crime. A group of monsters that had umbrellas of their own, as if rain followed them wherever they go. I was furious. I brought hell down upon them at the very moment. They tried to protect themselves with the umbrellas, but I just kept pounding on them until they were battered and broken. I was so exhausted I could have fallen over at any minute, but my utter wrath kept me going. As I picked up to leave, I still refused to open my own umbrella. I just walked away, rain pouring and soaking me to the bone. KK. Definitely an interesting story, but let's just keep looking at the vanishings that we got here. Wonder why he's looking up vanishings though. But the Marunachi vanishing. Unable to shake the idea that monsters are all around him, Ryota navigates on his phone to a document called the Manuochi vanishing. The language is complicated, but he works to understand what it says. I got a tip on a missing woman from Marunochi. That's a hard word to say sometimes. When you've been a detective as long as I have, you tend to build up a big network of contacts. The story my contact told me was that they saw the woman one day when the fog rolled in. It blanketed the area, and then poof, she was gone. Times like these make me wish a certain somebody was around, Come to think of it, the fog in these disappearances set the scene for when I first met the rest of my crew. Everybody was talking about folks just up and disappearing, and I thought it was a load of horseshit. Wasn't until I met them, and until my encounter, that I believed. Ever since then, I've been haunted by what I would have once called hallucinations. Turns out, being able to see spirits and monsters isn't fantasy movie nonsense after all. Guess I should be thankful, because otherwise, I wouldn't have seen through that monster taking the form of the woman. She made a bunch of red orbs appear, and then chased me around, but I knew so long as I didn't let myself get surrounded, I'd be okay. She was a nightmare to look at, so I put her out of her misery. When I searched the scene, I spotted a woman's handbag, found the missing lady's ID cards in there. Then I came across some clothes and looked like they would have been hers. They were in a little pile, but the way they had fallen made it clear her body had just vanished. No mistaking whose handiwork it was either. I'd finally managed to get my hands on solid enough leads to work with. KK. Bunch of stories from this KK person, though. But, let's see here, final story. Could monsters really live among us? These case files say that yes, they absolutely can. And according to this one, the lady called me about a missing person who vanished from the bathroom of her apartments. Usually I'd brush it off as another runaway, but after seeing the crows circling above her apartments, I had a feeling they'd be more to this. The black stains on the front door verified my hunch. It turns out that I'm the only one that can see these black stains. The lady who lived there and showed me in had made no signs of noticing it. She showed me the bathtub and gave me a play-by-play of what happened. Her boyfriend was taking a bath, longer than usual, so she went to the bathroom to check in on him. When she opened the door, her boyfriend was gone, and for a short instant there was a reflection of an old shrine on the surface of the bathwater. I rubbed my finger on the rim of the bathtub. There was a transparent, sticky, slime-like substance on it. A reflection of a shrine shone on the water's surface. I'll need to talk further with my team about this incident to see if these things ring any bells. Purged the black stains on the front door, and then left the scene. Poor lady, what will she do now? What can any of us do? KK. Interesting. And it looks like we're all done there, it seems. Huh. Weird. Well, let's definitely get out of here, since we're pretty much done there. In these posts, the kid found something, or rather someone. Someone called KK has been looking into monsters in this part of town. A believer just like Ryota. Social media would never lie, and that means KK is an expert. Maybe the expert in all things paranormal. There's only one thing left to do. Having poured over every story, post, and grainy photo about local monsters he could find, Ryota prepares to take action. I'm gonna ask this KK guy to help me. He's gotta figure out where he lives first. Wonder what that nickname stands for, because it's definitely two names mixed together. That's for sure. But let's see here. Sagasu, that's Google. Let's see here. Can I select here? No, I can't. Okay. Well, let's see here. Contact information. I guess I just keep pressing X then. Dear Mr. Investigator person. Interesting little kid. But, oh, here we go. We got another person. Rinko. Oh, wait a minute. That's now one guy brought this person up. But let's see here. Dear Mr. Investigator person. Hello. How are you? I'm not good and need your help. Monsters got my best friend Sosuke. Rinko sits up in her chair. She zeroed in on one of a dozen monitors from across a makeshift command center stuffed into this cramped Tokyo apartment. It happened near the main manhole. Please help me get him back. Data flies across the screen, seemingly too much. Charts and graphs map the mathematical equations, each social media feed, and open case files. Somehow through all of those screens and all the clutter, Ryota's message catches Rinko's eyes. Sounds desperate, but it could just be some bored kid trolling us. True, but from what we saw, he seems like he's actually telling the truth here. Calm and confidence, Rinko insists on balancing compassion with skepticism in her analytical approach. On the other hand, the manhole is within the vicinity of several recent incidents. Maybe he is involved. She knows what she thinks, but she also knows no one can protect Tokyo all by themselves. Trusting your teammates is the only way to keep everyone safe. What do you make it of it, Ed? So this is Ed then. Interesting. Ed squints and takes a single deep breath as he turns to the screen. He has something to say, but he holds it back. Technology is easy, people are hard. I can understand that one. Instead of speaking up, he places a small recorder on his desk. He presses play as the audio begins to roll. Ed turns and walks away.
I've heard intriguing stories about so-called manhole girls. In Japan, vengeful ghost, bullet students sent to trick other children and follow them into the sewer, from where they never return. If any information turns up about such anomalies, I've been keen to investigate. That would speak purely out of personal interest, but might not be enough to make the rest of my team pursue it without further evidence.
Fair enough. Kind of interesting that he talks via a tape recorder. Kind of reminds me of Jacket from Hotline Miami. If you guys ever played Payday 2, he actually uses the tape recorder for all of his voice lines in the game. It's definitely pretty interesting. But then that's what that kind of reminds me of.
Okay. Safe to say, since you somehow found the time to record something this specific about a single urban legend that you want to look into.
Ed is already engrossed in other work. He doesn't respond. He certainly doesn't notice when Rinko rolls her eyes. He rarely does.
Probably best we have no idea how you spend your free time, huh, Ed?
I guess true. But he seems like a chill dude from what we can kind of see. He doesn't seem like a bad dude. Erika's been sitting next to Rinko this entire time, listening and waiting for the right time to chime in. That time is...
Want me to check it out? I don't think so, Erika. Could it be dangerous? What if something happens to you? Seriously? You still don't trust me to go out by myself for 5 minutes in the middle of the day?
At just 16 years old, Rinko might be right not to trust Erika on something dangerous, but Rinko knows that Erika has shown a maturity beyond her years. She gives Erika an almost sisterly look of skepticism.
You know it's not that.
Rinko quickly turns back to her monitors and away from Erika. But for all of her maturity, Erika can't keep quiet. Or can't quite keep from pounding.
Stop making that face. Besides, we got our very own private detective in the vicinity already. I'll have him take a look.
Private detective, you say? Must be this, KK guy we keep hearing about. The stall is brimming as a wide array of customers eat in relative silence. The only sound they make is the slurping of their noodles. I can definitely tell what kind of place that is. I would definitely go there. It looks like we got ourselves a ramen shop there. The silence breaks when a phone begins to vibrate upon the countertop. The owner ignores it, choosing to focus on his meal instead. The phone doesn't care about his hunger and continues to vibrate. The phone wins. The peace and solitude have shattered. This is no way to enjoy noodles. And this seems like the guy we saw at the very beginning, so the guy that we saw at the very beginning is KK then. Okay. Because I'm pretty sure this would be him if she's calling him. So that would make sense. So we could put 2 and 2 together. So this is the guy we've been hearing about. And then this must be the detective as well in general. Okay. And since we did do my normal voice for him, we'll just continue with that. God damn it. The silent diner finally glances at the screen. He begins to mutter to himself. Another case. These people have me working harder than my enemies ever did. Enemies. Can't even get 5 minutes to enjoy a nice quiet lunch. Weird. Can I choose? Oh, I can choose. Okay. So this is where, because I did see that there was multiple endings to this. We're all only gonna do one playthrough, but we're definitely gonna Like, I think in one playthrough will be enough to understand what we're getting ourselves into. But just to let you guys know, there is multiple endings to this, apparently. I don't know if there are major differences, though. But, let's see here. Let's answer it. Okay, let's see what happens. Let me guess. I'll be risking my life and limb.
That's why you let it ring for so long. Just too scared to pick up.
Well, I did pick up. You know the exact day I stopped being scared of anything.
The day you stopped being alone and hooked up with us so we could, have your back.
Sure, that works. Besides, I'm not full enough to pretend this team isn't half okay.
If you need backup, you know I'll be there. No questions asked. I actually already volunteered, but right. No, there's nothing dangerous to be worried about. It's simply, a check-in on a report of some suspicious activities, that might be connected to these phenomena, we've been looking into.
It's always the simple cases that go south the fastest. True. That's actually pretty true.
You know what, you're right. Maybe Erika should run point on this one. She's, sure she's just a kid, but you're so busy, so...
Whoa, hold up. Let's not sacrifice the rookie to make me look bad. I am already out. Send me the info, and I'll get on it. First, though, I need to talk to one of you about something. Oh, we can choose. Okay. I can choose myself. That's interesting. Wait, why can I choose myself here? Because I'm pretty sure the main guy we're playing as is KK here. So... interesting. Let's choose him. That seems like an interesting choice. You know what? On second thought, I've heard everything I need. Just point me in the right direction, and I'm sure I could figure out the rest. Oh. Well, that didn't work out the way I wanted it to. I might go back there. I think I'll be right back, and we're gonna go back to that because I didn't know what I was really selecting there, to be honest. So, we'll go back there and I'll choose one of the other characters, because that's not exactly what I was planning on accidentally, hitting, because I didn't think that would, I thought he was probably going to talk about himself more or something like that, but instead it was just he hanged up the phone and just ended the conversation early. Oops. Okay, BRB boys and girls, we're gonna reset from there, because, yeah, that was not on purpose. Okay, now that we're actually back in this selection, and now I know that if I click this one, it ends it off, completely early. I think it's just like a cancel option, like you don't want to, talk to them, and you just want to get through the story quicker. So, I think, if I'm gonna choose anyone, I'm gonna go with the person that I did see's name popped up in the, story that I haven't played. Because I didn't see this girl, Erika, or this Ryota girl pop up in the story from the first hour, but this guy's name did pop up. So, I'm gonna say we'll probably look into Ed here, I think. I don't know if I can choose all three of them, but I will say that I have seen Ed's name pop up, though. So, I at least know that he takes place in here, he has some kind of story inside that, inside the main game. I don't know about the other two, though. I'll definitely say that. That's all I really know. It's not even really a spoiler thing. That's literally all I really got. Since at least his name popped up at some points. So, I think we're gonna learn about him, I think. So let's talk to him. Ed, I'm betting you have a file on this already. Got a file on everything. Funny you say... Oh wait, that's him.
Funny you say that. I have, files dedicated solely to lists and subjects. That I don't have more complete files on yet. Want me to pull them up?
Just give me the highlights.
Unfortunately, what I know about the legend of this manhole girl so far is that it's just that, a legend. There may not be anything else to know. Appears to be a story passed around by kids at sleepovers.
Interesting. Wouldn't it be the first time something that isn't supposed to be real attacked me in a dark alley?
If you're worried maybe it's time I return to field work, want to wear my hat, blend right into the crowd.
Funny. I would have never marked you as for a Tokyo native. Then again, the place is absolutely crawling with tourists, isn't it? Thanks for the insights. I'll take it from here. Interesting. Definitely a pretty interesting character, though. It didn't look like he was using that tape recorder there, though. So I guess he does talk normally. Interesting. But back with this Ryota kid again. Ryota doesn't notice the people passing him on the streets. They don't notice him either. He is young, but he is very much alone. His focus is centered on a small bit of paper in his hands. After a couple folds, the paper finds a familiar configuration. That's an interesting shape. With a head, arms, and a body, it takes the shape of a palm-sized person stands in his hands. As Ryota inspects his creation, someone who has been observing him from afar steps out in the shadows. Oh, and there he is. What have you got there? Ryota looks up. He's nervous, but he clutches the paper doll in his hands. To stay brave, he's not running or hiding, despite the gruff stranger staring at him. No need to be afraid. I'm not here to do anything bad to you, or your little friend. Gotta admit, I've been known to carry the odd paper doll with me on investigations. Strange habit, I know. But you get the benefits of a partner without the annoying small talk. Ryota's shoulders ease. He lets his guard down as he listens to the detective and re-examines the folded paper. The detective surprises himself with his playful tone. He's rusty, but he somehow still feels comfortable talking to the scared kid. Sometimes paper dolls are used for magical purposes. You, a sorcerer by chance, now the time's to tell me.
So you really are him, huh?
Gonna have to be more specific, kid. This is kind of hard to make sure who I'm talking about because I'm so used to Persona having the characters pop up on the screen when they're specifically the ones talking. I'm so used to that, and that's the reason why I keep messing up the voices, or I'm starting a sentence as a different character. I'll be honest, I am definitely getting used to this version of the visual novel aspect of games, because I'm so used to the Persona way of doing it.
Oh, you're KK, the ghost hunter from the files. You must be. I just thought you'd be taller. They say you solve strange mysteries. Right?
KK? Well, maybe. Oh, well, that's weird. So, he may not be him. Okay. The detective looks closely at Ryota's phone. He sees a social media post featuring photos of various case files he has worked on, collected in one place. Look, I only use those initials because writing out my name is a pain, and I got too much pain already. Not your problem, right? Anyhow, that's me, KK, but I'm not a ghost hunter, I'm a detective. KK's demeanor hardens events, dropping the playfulness. You want an investigator, kid. Well, you got one.
I'm so glad. You're going to look into the disappearances of the manholes, right?
Here's the thing. I already did. Maybe made some calls on the way here. There's no record of any recent disappearances. Still got a few friends on the force so I can dig up dirt quick. KK shoots Ryota a serious look. Not trying to pull a fast one on me, are you, kid? It's true.
It's true, honest. My buddy Sosuke disappeared. He hasn't come home since yesterday. Last place I saw him was right back here.
Ryota motions to the alleyway behind him.
He went down that way. I tried to follow him, but I couldn't find him. He was completely gone.
If Ryota is bluffing, he's an incredible liar. A sadness comes over him when he looks back towards the alley. KK looks back and forth from the kid, then to the alleyway behind him. All alleys are dark, but this one looks like it's never seen daylight. That's kind of creepy. See any fog when that happens? The moment he disappeared.
Now that you mention it, there has been something spooky around, like a kind of fog or darkness, but it came and then went.
That's kind of freaky. Well, alright. KK mutters something to himself as he eyeballs the alleyway behind Ryota. Nothing looks immediately out of place. With so much going down in the city, some kid getting lost doesn't exactly seem like the front page news. Call the kid's bluff? Or press for more info? Okay. Press for more info or call the kid's bluff. Okay, I was wondering why, I was just making sure which one was the right one, okay. So, because I don't think he's telling a lie here, he definitely seems like he's telling the truth. So, let's press for more info here. I need, more to go on, kid. Why are you so convinced he was taken? Didn't happen to anyone else around here, right?
But it did happen to my best friend. Sosuke's been missing for 2 full days. Everyone has been looking, but no one can find him.
What about his parents? They filed a police report?
I'm the only one who really cares about Sosuke. I know he needs me. And no one else is even looking for him anymore. Just me.
Huh. He's lucky to have you, kid.
It's like when you saw cars circling above the building in one of those cases you investigated. You knew there was more to it than everyone else. Well, Mr. KK, I know there's more to Sosuke's disappearance. I just need your help.
Really? Did your homework, huh? I'm impressed. You're more dedicated than most adults I know. You remind me of my friend Erika. She lost someone too, you know. And she'll never stop fighting for them either. Huh. So this Erika girl that we saw is apparently missing somebody. Wonder if by the same means or not. KK takes another glance at the alleyway. Alright, show me exactly where this Sosuke pal of yours disappeared. Ryota perks up.
So you're gonna look into it?
I'm here, ain't I? True. Well, let me check it in with my team. See if they figured out anything out first. Could save us some time, right? KK reaches for his phone.
What's up? We're out.
Oh, wait. Okay, I got confused here. I didn't see another person pop up on my screen, so I got confused.
What's up? We're out here.
I just need a quick word with you. With one of you to follow up on the kid who had what this kid has told me. Okay, I'm guessing I can choose again? Yeah, I can. Well, let's continue. Well, the kid did say something with Erika. So, you know what? It'd probably be better to talk about Erika here. Just because the kid is in a similar situation. So, let's go with her instead. Erika, you're natural when it comes to intuition. What does your gut tell you?
I can feel something out there. For sure. Something that threatens good people. Something that he would embrace. The details aren't clear. I can only see the shadows of a vision. But that's not important. I know it's him. I know we need to act. Right now. Nothing else matters. We can't let another child disappear. Another family get torn apart. You need to help him. There's still time.
You know, kid, you're stronger than you have any right to be, and you got the scars to prove it. If we don't look out for people like Ryota and Sosuke, who will?
This is our mission.
Ryota? It's time to find you, Sosuke. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Huh. Nothing looks out of place, but things are rarely what they seem. True. When it comes to anything to do with ghosts, yokais, spirits, definitely things are definitely out of the ordinary, no matter how far you look. KK slowly deliberately reaches his hands out. He's not holding on to anything, but you would think that he is by the way he's moving, like he's got something invisible dangling from his fingertips. Ryota has no clue what he's trying to do, but he watches closely. However, what happens next can only be seen by KK's eyes. As KK opens his fingers, a sparkling orb of energy drops from his hand down onto the ground. It ripples like water in a still pond, energy flowing outward into the world. That's kinda interesting. Ooh, wow, okay then. Huh, that's weird. What was that? Huh. You got something, you want to say about that one? Oh, what the? Huh. Okay then. Interesting. Well, I think we found some kind of spirit, that's for sure. A strange trail floats into view, as though a spirit has passed through this place. Huh, psychic energy. The trail leads further on, deeper into the alley, and out of view. Guess he went that way. Puzzled Ryota follows KK's eye line down the alley, but sees nothing out of the ordinary.
What happened? I don't see anything.
Trust me, kid. It's good you can't see it. This is a power you don't want. And you're too young for it anyways, to take a risk like that and change your life forever. The world's a scary place. It keeps getting worse. We're gonna find your friend and get you back to your life. Definitely an interesting type of power, though, that's for sure. But it kind of reminds me of, just in general, from when I played in the actual main game, that is something that you can actually do. So, and from, without spoiling anything about it, because it kind of just went around what it was, it's kind of like an ESP kind of thing, where you can kind of like see invisible trails and stuff, kind of like the thief vision in Persona, where you can see things that normal people can't see. So you're able to see, like, well, trails, things through walls, stuff like that, basically. It's pretty cool, but that's all I can really understand about it for what I saw, because obviously, as I said, I only played an hour, and I'm not going to go any further until when I play it with you guys, because I don't want to spoil myself any further, because I wanted to just make sure everything was set up correctly, and just kind of make sure that it was the kind of game that I want to record. So, it definitely looks pretty good, though, from everything, and honestly, I'm liking the story so far from this, so I'm definitely feeling more invested just because of checking into this, definitely for sure. KK and Rinko are in big trouble this time, running like rats desperate to stay alive, with only a dingy sofa between them and monsters. We better find another exit. Rinko turns to KK and sees him holding his head. He appears to be in great pain. Damn, it's happening again. Your body's reacting to the ether. As KK looks at the room, his vision begins to break in half. He tries to focus, but rather than reform, everything continues to split apart even further. Another hallucination. The world is breaking in two. That'd be crystallized ether, another form of matter. Sounds like your body has entered the final stages of infinity. From the thin air, like phantoms, these horrific visitors appear, surrounding KK and Rinko. Damn, we're surrounded. Visitors, you say? Wonder what a visitor is, specifically. But, looks like we just had a vision of the past, it seems.
Mr. KK? Are you okay?
Huh? Sorry, kid. My mind can be a little hard to control sometimes. You just kind of stood there.
You just kind of stood there for a little while.
Sometimes my memories take me places. Hate to leave you alone again, but you need to wait here while I look for your pal. Sit tight. I won't be long. Okay, well, let's make our way into this creepy little alleyway. But back with the original group. A report on Rinko's computer setup flashes on screen as monitoring software has hold of something big. The results are clear, spiritual residue, and it's clearly at KK's location. What is it now?
We just received an alert. There was a massive surge of spiritual energy at your location. Hold off on pursuing until we're able to send support.
Can't wait forever, you guys. We might have a missing child on our hands. We got plenty of evidence. I know what I'm getting myself into. Remember, saving more lives is the only thing that matters. Erika feels it. I feel it. Hell, you don't need an infinity to know that life is circling the drain, out there. Fighting back is all we got.
I want to be there to help you myself, but I understand why you can't wait any longer. But just know you're my inspiration to keep going, like you did, do. Erika's inspiration can get you killed if you're not careful. Passion is nothing without strategy.
True. You need to be careful in a way, in just in general when it comes to stuff like this.
It's not fair to ask us for what happened. When you think you need us, then use our own words against us. When you're too impatient to act as a team, we're in this together.
KK decides to address one team member specifically to make his case. Well, I think everyone else here kind of understands us when it comes to Ed and Erika. Well, Ed hasn't really said much, actually. But I think we need to convince one of these two other than Erika. So, let's see here. Let's go with Rinko here, just because we saw her in the flashback. So I think we should probably try and convince her a little bit. Fair. What about anything that happened to us is fair? This job that no one asked us to do, but all we know, we can't escape.
You're damn right. It happened to us, not just you.
I had to throw myself into the fire, even though I knew I'd get burned. Hurt like hell, but it saved both our lives. Couldn't forget that day if I wanted to.
There's no way of knowing what would have happened if you didn't. Just because you got hurt doesn't mean that was the only option.
What are you talking about? Is that the one from the vision or something else?
You're right. That I didn't agree with you then. I don't agree with you now either. But I also know that you're not just doing what you feel you must. I hate that I admire you for that sometimes.
This team means everything to me, Rinko. It's all I got, and I'm going to protect it. Trust me.
I'm trying. Maybe you make it easier next time.
I'll talk to you later. I'm in the middle of some kind of investigation.
He never was any good at following people's directions.
That attitude of his is precisely what saved our hides on countless occasions.
You don't think I realize that?
Erika smiles, thinking about KK's attitude. It doesn't even bother her. Yeah, we didn't need to convince Erika there. We needed to convince either Rinko or Ed there, I think, if anyone, since it definitely seemed like Erika was on her side there.
Damn. They're everywhere.
Okay, so this must be the visitors then. KK's eyes dart between the two horrific figures into some incredibly strange glowing crystals that hover nearby as he tries to speak. KK wheezes painfully. Rinko, what would happen if someone tried to touch one of those other crystals?
Your guess is as good as mine. Might give you the power to fight back. Might just make you even more miserable. Who can say?
What about him? Did he grant him strength? Him? Rinko nods silently. After getting his answer, KK, without hesitation, stretches his hand out towards the crystals.
Wait, stop.
Stopping's not an option. Not for any of us.
You don't know what will happen. It could kill you.
And those things won't. We're dead if we don't try something. True, these things don't look friendly, let's be honest there. We aren't
out of options yet.
You've thrown away everything and to fight these monsters. Same as me. There's not a goddamn thing left to lose at this point. Before Rinko could say anything else, KK reaches all the way out. So, that's an ether crystal. Huh. Interesting. Floating green crystals. Wonder what they are exactly. But it looks like that spirit we saw went into that manhole, it looks like. Okay, well, back to the regular world, I guess you could say, because around in that flashback again, it seems. KK follows the trail of psychic energy deeper into the dark Shibuya alleyway, away from the glow of the familiar streetlights and vending machines. His venture onto the unseen brings him to a manhole cover, where the spirit residue flashes with an eerie intensity. This spot is clearly the origin point for whatever spirit is at the center of this mystery. Okay. So if we keep following the spirit, we'll hopefully find whatever happened to Sosuke. And I'm pretty sure the thing we saw wasn't Sosuke, let's be honest here. That thing was way too big. Did they take you this way, Sosuke? KK looks around again and finds nothing and focuses attention on this haunted manhole. The spectral vision shows KK a lot more than he thought it might, revealing a glowing specter hovering in its darkness, dark and dreary place, the spirit of a man in his 30s. A Jibaku Rei. According to Japanese lore, this type of spirit is trapped in a physical location. Okay, Spectre, what's keeping you tied down there? The Spectre seems unable to answer him. Instead, he mutters, as if distracted or perhaps completely delirious. Either or, maybe both. Spectres aren't especially concerned with politeness or clarity. Neither of us is going anywhere until I get some answers. I need to know, what are you doing here? Specifically at this manhole cover. Why haunt this place specifically?
I thought it was a kid. Just a kid playing around. Just having fun alone. I wanted to make sure he was safe.
So, just being neighborly, eh?
Yes, no, not making friend. Protecting, but he wasn't. It wasn't.
It wasn't a kid though, was it? It was something else. Something lurking in the shadows.
Did I die? I think I died. But this isn't what I expected.
What was it?
Monster. A monster.
The spectre points downwards. Inside the sewer? Okay. Apparently we're gonna find some kind of monster down there. I'm not sure if this is gonna be a good idea, but you never know. Underneath. KK stares at the manhole as though if he just looks hard enough, he'll suddenly see what lurks in the darkness beneath its cover. He doesn't have to see the spectre nod to know he's right. It went that way. Before he can pull up the manhole cover and see for himself, a long shadow creeps in from the edge of the alleyway. Oh, the kid again.
Did you find anything?
Snooping around is detective business. You don't belong back here.
I thought I heard you talking to someone.
Who was the youngster?
Only I can hear you, so don't even bother.
Only you can hear me? Well, sure. Nobody else is even here.
This is turning into a damn clown show, kid. I need you to stay here. While I go down, it's not safe for you there.
Not safe. Not safe, monster.
But how do you know I'll be safe here?
My team's one call away. They'll get here quick if you're in danger. True. That's definitely true.
Weren't you just saying something about being in the middle of investigation and too busy to talk to anyone?
Funny you should mention that. I could actually use some help. I believe they call it client services.
Who are you calling, mister? Are they nice, like you were nicer? Client services. Sounds more like babysitting to me. If only, you would just wait for us to get there.
I'm surprised he didn't wait for the rest of his team, honestly. There's probably a reason to it, though. We play the hand we're dealt, and juggling work and childcare has never been my strong suit. I need a little support. Rinko sighs a long, tired sigh of a frustrated person who knows that in the end, of course they will help. She'll always help him, just as he will always help her. And I have the perfect candidate in mind. Okay. Well, honestly, it seems like she wants to help the most, so let's ask her to help. Because Ed's, as we know, he's not good with talking, so I don't think he would help the kid, calm down. But I think we should probably call Rinko, because she definitely seems like she wants to be here. So let's call her up. You, Rinko, there's nobody I trust more. The way you've looked after Erika, you got away with young people. I just don't. Talk some sense into this kid. Make him give me the space I need to get the job done.
Put him on.
Ryota holds KK's phone to his ear. Happy to make another new friend.
Yes. Yes, Miss Ghost Hunter? No, Ryota. This is Rinko. I'm the one who first read your message about your friend Sosuke. We're going to help find him. You just have to trust us and listen to us. We also need your help. Will you help us? We need a new deputy for our paranormal investigation force. A deputy? Like a real deputy? Yes. Perfect. You're now an official task force lookout. It's a tough job, and not just anyone can do it. But I believe in you. I'm sending you an alert to your smartphone right now. Every 5 minutes, send me a message, and tell me what you see, even if it's just normal stuff. I will do my best. But you need to stay right where you are. If you go anywhere, that wouldn't be good task force lookout work. In that case, I would be forced to demote you to a lower position, and you had no idea the kind of paperwork that would create.
She's actually pretty smart at this one, because now the kid thinks he's actually helping by staying out of the dangerous-looking manhole that we're gonna definitely be jumping into in a second here.
You can count on me, Rinko. KK watches as Ryota smiles and hands the phone back to him. Then the kid puts on a tough deputy face and begins to survey the entrance to the alleyway. We good? He's on lookout duty. That should keep him busy for a while. But you'd better proceed with caution. We are on our way. Thanks, Rinko.
You're the best.
Tell me something I don't already know.
Okay, well, we'll see you later, Rinko. Now to get down there and find you, pal. Sosuke. Well, hopefully we can find him. Don't know what happened to the kid, but he's definitely gonna be down here, if anything. Dirty water splashes under KK's feet as he makes his way through the still darkness of the Shibuya sewers. The further he goes, the darker it gets, but not because of any change in light. No, this darkness is unnatural. In fact, it's not darkness at all. It's tangible. Dense fog made of spiritual energy fills the air. Toxic paranormal waste coats the ground and plugs the drains. Oh, that's kind of creepy. So there's, maybe this is the monster that guy was talking about, the spirits. But the air itself is rejecting him. This corruption flows between the worlds and reaches around him, blocking KK's way. How long has it been building up? Right below our feet. Is it like this everywhere? As KK goes deeper, the Kagure only increases. Kagare. There's definitely something here if there's this much corruption swirling around. Nothing I can't handle, though. Alone in the darkness, KK summons his power and... Oh, it's a symbol. Okay, then. Hold X to trace the shape to clear the sewer corruption. Okay. Hold X. I'm holding it, but... Oh, there we go. Oh, I actually have to draw it. Oops. Well, I wasn't prepared for it to do that, but let's do that again. Okay, boop, boop. Now, I hope it's not... needs to be accurate. Oh, no. Oh, no, don't do this, please. Okay, I think it needs to be a little bit more accurate. Okay, I'm trying to be careful here, because I think it needs to be accurate as much as possible. There we go. Okay. So what I was drawing before didn't work, but that worked. Okay, good. Cleanses the corruption, returning the sewers to its normal state. That's better. Minus the stink. Well, obviously it's a sewer. With the Kagare now cleared, as if they were waiting for a moment of safety, someone appears. Oh, this thing's holding one of those umbrellas. Sosuke? Is that you? The small boy avoids KK's look, turning his back and picking at something on the wet ground. Splish, splish, splash, splish, splash. Hey you kid. You okay? Can you hear me? Are you hiding from something?
Take a bath, take a bath.
Come on, kid. This isn't the time or the place. Come on, answer me. I'm not trying to scare you, but you gotta work with me here. In the vast darkness of the sewer, the sound of KK's phone suddenly rings out, the tiny chime echoing back and forth around the hollow space. Also, the screen flickering like that is kind of creepy. I'm pretty sure that's for a reason, though. Small boy in the raincoat doesn't seem to notice. He must be very preoccupied. I'm close. I found Sosuke, but I'm worried he won't... Down so far, the signal to KK's phone is barely holding on. He can only make out a few sounds and struggles to make out what words they might be forming. Hello? Is anyone there? Rinko, is that you? Ed? Erika? Who even is this? Well, if it's muffled sounds, it's gotta be Rinko, right? So let's call out to Rinko. Rinko, can you hear me? Are you with Ryota? Can you ask him? Was Sosuke wearing a yellow raincoat? The scratchy connection makes it almost impossible to understand. Sosuke. It's about Sosuke. Not. Rinko, I can't understand Sosuke. Is not what?
Not Sosuke.
The call cuts out, the phone going dead, in KK's hand. So that's not Sosuke then. Okay, who are you then? Damn. Enough screwing around, Sosuke. It just said it's not Sosuke, buddy, please. Just like that, finally, as if called by his mother to come to dinner, the child responds. He stands up and turns to KK with his dead, evil eyes. You're not Sosuke. You're the monster. KK raises his hand and calls forth an energy that he discovered that day a long ago, the day he found his back against the wall, reaching out and touching the ether crystal. Ever heard of ethereal weaving, monster? Energy surges into KK's hand, green light winding and glowing, charging around his fingertips. The increasingly bright light glows, illuminating the tunnel, and in the moment, standing in the center of the tunnel, he can see this monster, this raincoat visitor, just in time for it to press a child's whistle to its mouth and... Huh? Oh, what the... Oh... Okay. Well, I definitely could say one thing. That guy is on the front of the cover of the game for the main game, so he's 100% important. But... Huh. Who are you? At a stranger's fingertips lies KK, now a prisoner.
I need my subject to remain calm or else nothing will get done.
Despite being captive, KK flashes the stranger a fierce glare. You son of a bitch.
Hello, my new friend. I'm keen to see how useful your vessel turns out to be.
Vessel? The stranger takes something out and holds it in his hand. An amulet, though, clearly not simply for decoration, it surges with power. He looks from the amulet and back to KK and smiles. Huh? Amulet, you say? But yeah, that stranger dude is 100% something from the story. I could definitely say that, because I'm gonna be honest, he shows up in literally like the first minute of the game, I'll be honest there. So he's definitely important. But I don't know what or who he is, though. I don't even think I even have a name, to be honest. As the monstrous little raincoat visitor blows his whistle, he steps back into the shadowy darkness. Running away? But he's not running away at all. In fact, he's only making space. Oh, and there's the other visitors we saw in the flashback, which definitely look like Slenderman, but I believe they are, I believe Slenderman's based on, Japanese folklore, if I remember correctly. So, honestly, Slenderman could be based on these guys, let's be honest here. Because Slenderman's, design is not, too different from a lot of, old folklores and stuff like that. I think you can look far enough and you can find something just like Slenderman in any folklore. Let's be honest here. But, weird though. For two much larger, far more horrifying visitors to show up and challenge KK. I've been waiting to run into you again. Let's go, you bastards. Damage a single visitor with a wind skill. Oh, we can choose what kind of attack. Summon a shield to protect from one visitor's attack. Okay, well I don't think we need to do that. Damage a single visitor with a wind attack. Visitors perish after 2 hits. A talisman that stops visitors from moving will be consumed on use. Well, since there's 2 of them, maybe we should stop them. So let's use the talisman first. So let's keep them in position first. The umbrella visitors are frozen in place. Only 1 stunned talisman left. Okay, well, since they're stunned, let's go for an attack here. So let's go for a wind attack. So 2 will knock 1 out. Okay, so let's go for a wind here. 1 umbrella visitor is injured. The umbrella visitor awakened from the stun. Okay, let's go for him again, since there's no reason to not attack them, since the other one still seems to be stunned. So let's hit him again. 1 umbrella visitor is injured. An umbrella visitor attacks. Okay, starting to attack. Let's summon a shield to protect ourselves, so it doesn't hurt us. A barrier appears in front of KK. An umbrella visitor attacks, but its attack is deflected by the barrier. The barrier is now broken. Okay, So far, so good. Let's stun him again, just so he can't attack us directly. The Umbrella Visitor is now frozen in place again. You have no more stun talismans. Okay, well that's not a problem, since 2 attacks seem to get rid of them. So let's see here if I can get this to work. There we go, wind. Okay, 2 winds here should get rid of this guy. Then we can progress without these guys following us. The Umbrella Visitor is now injured. The Umbrella Visitor awakens from the stun. Well, here you go, buddy. You can have a little bit of extra damage, and you should be done and out of here. 1 Umbrella Visitor is now injured. You're done. Yep, you're done, buddy. Here you go, and we'll be taking you out completely. The fight now over, the sewer is oddly calm again. KK sweeps the space, looking for any clues that may have been left behind. Why would a pack of monsters manifest their evil here? But then he sees it, and fixed to one wall of the tunnel, a wooden tag, sometimes called a kafuda. Kafuda, you say? This must be what summoned those things. Huh, kafuda. What is that exactly? It's definitely some kind of, what do you call it? Like, you know those little shrine tags that you see in general when it comes to, like barrier tags that you put on places when things are, like, haunted or have some kind of spirit attached to it. They put those little tags on the doors to keep them inside. Like a seal, basically. But it seems like a reverse of a seal is what kind of sounds like how this works. Huh. KK reaches out to the tag, take the kafuda down, but as his fingertips approach it... Oh, flashlights. Flashbang. Well, I wasn't expecting that, but... Ooh. Well, looks like we're back to where we started, because we started in this weird place before. Rinko? God damn it, Rinko. Erika? KK feels a big, quick thump through his body. Huh? Oh, it's that guy again. I can tell just by the fingertips. When he looks down, he sees someone else's arm stabbing through his chest. It's horrifying black smoke rushing out of his body. Looking back up, KK sees a man wearing a Hannya mask. Yeah, the guy that we saw in that weird place when that kid blew the whistle. Huh. What? As KK comes to, he realizes that he is in the tunnel once again. No, still. He looks at his chest. It's totally fine. No gaping hole, not even a scratch. Sweating, breathing heavily, his mind races. It was a horrible dream, maybe even a vision. He grips the kafuda in his hand. I won't let him get away with this. So hard that it smashes into pieces. Well, that's a way to get rid of it. At that moment, KK realizes he's not actually alone. Distracted by his fury, he had missed the approach of someone new. Who's there? Surprised, he spins to face this entity, but before he can raise his other hand... what? What the heck? There's something coming out of the wall. That's kind of freaky. Huh. Well, seems like we're okay, based on us not being in the sewer anymore. KK emerges from the tunnel to find Ryota, waiting with the rest of the team. You fool! You run into a wall of Kagare, and your instinct is to walk deeper into it, when you know we're on our way to help. Listen, no you listen. I'm not done yelling at your stupid ass for making me worry about you. Okay, but... all of your art instruments at HQ started going wild. We broke basically every traffic law in Tokyo twice to get here as quick as possible. And then we find an open sewer entrance. Little Ryota peering down into this dirty tunnel, clearly considering climbing down. There, despite our best efforts to cover you, for you and keep him busy. Sure, except... so we take a look for ourselves. It's corruption. In all directions. The whole place absolutely soaking in spirit residue. It's like there's massing an army beneath our feet. You go sniffing around there alone. It's not... maybe let her finish. Worst of all, you arrive stinking but unscathed. Having been gone just long enough to have me convinced that you were really hurt down there, that I would never see you alive again. Makes sense why she's mad then.
The problem with disappearing into dangerous sewers all alone is the longer you're gone, after Rinko has asked you to be cautious, the more time she has to consider the things she'll shout at you when you return.
True, that's fair. That's definitely fair.
The things we've been through together, when you're in danger, it's as if I can feel it. Deep down, there's nothing I can do. What if you had died? The thought of being haunted by you, of all people, and was climbing down there to kill you myself.
Oof, that's kind of mean there. But I hope she didn't mean that literally. I'm sorry. Should have waited.
Don't you dare be nice to me right now. I need to calm down.
You seem to be smiling, so I think you're fine. I value your friendship and supports.
I didn't hear that.
Safely above ground, reunited with his team, KK turns his attention to the original source of all the drama, his young client, Ryota. Oh, I thought he was going to talk. You were never going to tell me, were you? Sosuke isn't your best friend, he's your dog. Oh. So that's what the shadow was.
He's my dog and my best friend.
KK steps back nervously as Sosuke tries to jump into his lap, tail wagging. Well, at least he seems like a good boy.
Oh, calm down. He just wants, to be a pet. Jeez. Who'd have thought such a tough as Neil's former detective would have been such a strong phobia around dogs?
Don't have to broadcast it, alright?
Don't be scared. Sosuke loves everyone.
Yeah, he seems pretty fine to me. And little Shibu, pretty cool. Maybe he should draw the line at loving monsters and following them into the sewers. Ryota hugs his dog and gets a face full of licks in response. KK relaxes slightly, seeing how harmless this little dog is, but still keeps some distance. Wonder why he's scared of dogs. Must be a reason, since he definitely seems afraid of it.
Thank you so much for bringing him home safely, Mr. KK. Mr. KK, what an absolute alias. When exactly did you start going by this new short nickname, KK? I suppose it has a fun ring to it, not quite as formal as your full name, K.
Before we get too sidetracked, as a lead investigator on this one, you've got some paperwork to do, KK.
So that's what he fully looks like, since we didn't get to see his full picture before. Not sure what's worse. Fighting monsters or filling out all these damn forms.
It's obvious that you prefer the fighting to paperwork.
KK scribbles out a few quick lines. Only Ed can read them. Hey kid, this is for you.
Is it a prize? For helping you find that ghost?
Almost, it's the bill. Aw, poor kid. Ryota's face sinks, as he's left holding the check. Lucky for you, today's work is pro bono. That means free. Consider this your receipt. I'm feeling generous right now. Oh, well good. Thank you, buddy, for not charging the poor kid. Ryota looks closely at the paper in his hands. It says the case of the cursed manhole. Extermination. Complete. KK. Leaning in over his shoulder, Rinko lets out an uncharacteristically loud burst of laughter.
Oh, now I get it. You didn't choose the nickname KK. Sloppy paperwork chose it for you.
There's a lot in this life that we don't get to choose. Wait, is that really why? It's because he doesn't like filling out paperwork. That's interesting. Call me what you like. Not like I've got any use for a real name these days. And definitely not one of my old names. One? Wait, so he has multiple? It doesn't matter what anyone calls me, so long as I find that bastard. KK gaze looks fierce, as though he's recalling a bitter past. Reflecting in his eyes is Ryota, who looks pleased to have received KK's autograph. KK's expression softens up in response. That said, I guess KK's not so bad. Wonder what it stands for, though. But seems like our story is now complete. Interesting, though. So, I will say this. 2 of those names are definitely characters that I saw in, my first little bit of, because as I said, I played a little bit of it. So, the KK name is definitely important. And then Ed's name also popped up. So, although the thing is that the main guy that you play as isn't either any one of those guys, but those characters are definitely important. There's no way around that. I don't know about Erika or Rinko, but definitely interesting, and we might even see that Ryota kid at some point too. That's all I'm going to really say, because I don't know. Because obviously I didn't go far enough to really go anywhere. I literally only did one mission, to be completely honest, so I didn't go far at all, so... But yeah, definitely at least 2 of those names are important, just because of the fact that I did see them. But definitely an interesting story so far. And honestly, definitely some paranormal / yokai business is definitely going to be taking place, because that is definitely something that seems like it's definitely going to get improved upon when we get into the main game. So, with that being said, this game has been pretty good so far, and honestly, my first look at it is definitely really making my choice of picking this game that much better. So, I'm really happy I ended up choosing this game as our next one. So, honestly, with that being said, in the next episode we will be getting into the main meat and potatoes of our story, and the real story of our main adventure, because although this is the prelude, it's just getting you used to the characters, getting you used to the universe. Although it's not the main characters, it seems. It definitely is going to be some probably major characters, let's be honest here. I'm pretty sure that detective team is going to be major to the story in some ways, and there's no way around that. Even if the main character you play as, I forgot what his name was, because obviously, like I said, I didn't play too much, and I tried to not look at the story too much to, I didn't want to spoil myself, so I tried to look away from the story as much as possible so I didn't spoil myself. But we definitely don't play as KK. I can definitely say that. But he does have a definite role in the game, because, as I said, with the guy that we saw in the Hannya mask, he's 100% involved in the story, because, as I said, he appears in the first minutes, as well as the KK character. So, definitely at least those 2 characters I can vouch on. And then the end character shows up. Although I don't know in what way he appears, he definitely is a part of the story, because his name does pop up. Other than that, I got no clue. But, other than that, this game is definitely showing some potential to be a really good game. Although it's not going to be a visual novel when we get to the main story, because the main story is going to be a open world version of Japan in this dark fantasy-like world. Honestly, I think it's going to be pretty cool. And although the combat that we saw in the little bit that we saw with the talisman and the blocking and then the wind magic, although that is a thing in the game, I'll definitely say that. It's not going to be like how we had to, turn-base it. It's not going to be like that at all. It's going to be more, on the ground, doing it right and in, perfect time with the other parts of the game. So, it's definitely going to be pretty cool. I can definitely say that. And, honestly, I can't wait to get into the main story. And, honestly, I'm going to let the rest of the credits play out here, and then I'll see you all when we start out the next story, because, honestly, I can't wait to start it. So, with that being said, keep being spooky, peace out, and I'll see you all in the next one, and honestly, thank you all for watching, and honestly, I can't wait for the next episode, because when we do, we will be starting the main game. So, keep being spooky, and peace out. Hey boys and girls, thank you all for watching today's episode. If you liked what you saw today, please leave a like and maybe even subscribe. And hit the bell notification down below. If you guys have any kind of suggestions for games, please put that in the comments down below as well. Thank you all for watching today's episode, and keep being spooky. Peace out, guys.